What is
I
that?
don't understand
I
that.
don't understand that. Um,
And I'd love to have some conversation on this because we did bring it up before as well when we were discussing this. And I just really want to know what the motive is to do that. Now, everybody knows I listen to Clubhouse every morning from 7 to 9, and I love it because I'm listening to agents in different states and everything. And I really do want to get my equipment sort of set up so I can put them through on this as well and have conversations with them. And I know a lot of the agents do that. They hold up, showings, and they think that it causes like a little bit more stir of energy. And I feel that the stir of energy is already there.
yeah, I promise you, the stir of energy is already there. There are already many buyers in that price range. Why make it so difficult for somebody to see it? And yes, I'm still in my BS mode. Like, why is it so hard to call me back? Why is it so hard? Like, you have a brand new listing, a very desirable listing, a very desirable price tag, a very desirable town to be in, and you don't even have the professionalism to call somebody back who asked you about, was wanted to ask questions about it. I'm not even going to go see your property.
All right, is the show over now?
But it's just like, you know, and I said this to you earlier when I realized that like she just had, or I don't even know if it's a man or a woman, to be honest with you. I left a voicemail. It was a very general voice box that I
Not
left
even
on,
set up.
not even set up. I had left when I realized, and I said this to you earlier. It's like whether you're an agent that has one listing, which there right now there's not a ton of inventory, so you might get onesie twosies, right now. It, if you don't have the time to call somebody back, you shouldn't have a listing because that's your one listing that you should be selling the crap out of. Okay, and it's like it's
You make
almost
me
like, oh,
laugh.
let me just put a house on the market because it's gonna fly off right now. What? And I used this as an example. Sharon, you've been in the industry for over 20 years, and still you got 20 offers on the house in Abington. 19 buyers did not get that house.
Yep.
You called 19 agents to let them know.
Yep.
You picked up the phone and called them, let them know that their buyer did not get the house, and you told them why.
Yeah, I did. I took the
I
time to
can't
do
get
that.
a call back
Yeah,
about
just seeing a property.
a
And
coming soon.
I don't understand, and I hope that that isn't the response. And I know that it isn't because every time I see agents outside of our firm, they always say, Sharon, you have the best agents that work at Boston Connect Real Estate. Like they're so thorough, they follow up, they're this, they're that, they give a nice clean offer package, they do all these things. And I think what we're probably frustrated about right now is it's buyer fatigue and people who have a lot of buyers, they want the opportunity to fairly see a property when it's on the market. Now, we hinted upon this last Tuesday when we said, hey, sellers, if an agent I need to know what an agent is saying to you that a seller would benefit from having 1 hour open house, no other showings.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
So let's just say in 1 hour, you can get 10 people through the house, 15 people through the house. I don't even know. 20, what are you jamming 20 people in there? I mean, I have no idea what you're doing. And now those are the only people that have the opportunity. And I really worry and I really struggle. And I really hope that this isn't the case, that it's an opportunity to just sort of keep things in house, perhaps, or to themselves, or something like that. I'm not saying that's the case. I do not know for sure. So don't bother calling NAR on me because this is just I'm asking the question why. Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. I'm flabbergasted.
If any of our listeners know, and we have a lot of agents that listen to our show that don't
Yeah.
work at our office, we would love to know what your thoughts are on this. 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. That is the phone number here at WATD, and George will pipe you right over to us. And we just want to have a general conversation about this. Tell us why that method works better than a method that we might work, because we potentially, maybe we're doing it wrong.
Are
You think? I don't know.
Do you think that we're doing it wrong?
I personally don't think following up is doing it wrong, but perhaps it is. So maybe if there's a seller out there, they can tell us what would they prefer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Would you prefer to have people see your house, or
I know.
would you not? But I don't know. It frustrated me today, like just the past, and I feel like something had happened the time before that as well, and I can't, it's sort of escaping my head right now, but like, let's say the past 3 houses that I've been interested in seeing, I've been sort of like brushed to the side type of thing. Not that I feel like I'm so important, whatever, but like you don't even, I didn't even get the courtesy of just saying like, hey, like, yeah, it's going live today, or like, oh, no showing, like, no, absolutely zero information.
You want to hear another thing too? So I don't know how to share that on my personal page. Do you?
Yes.
So I was actually, so the house in Abington that we were talking about, again, there were 19 offers, and I took the time to call every single one of these agents. And honestly, I think I want to do some coaching for real estate agents, because I think that that's my jam right now. So one of the things that I did when I called each one of them back, I told them the reason why their offer probably wasn't accepted, maybe something that they could do differently, like maybe put more money down, or maybe be a little more flexible on timing, blah, blah, blah. I never tell anybody that they should waive their home inspection. That is not up to me to ever decide for anybody, my clients or yours. But during that process, some of the agents that I was having conversations with, one agent in particular, I was talking to her, and she said, "Oh, do you have anything else that's potentially coming up?" And I was like, "Well, actually, in this price range, I do. I have a new listing coming on in probably a few weeks in Pembroke. We don't have a definite price yet, but it's definitely going to be in that same range." I said, "Just keep in touch with me, and I'll let you know when it's coming on." Lo and behold, every week she would send me a text message, and she's like, "Hey Sharon, it's Dawn. I just wanted to reach out to you. Just curious, like, what's going on with that new listing that you were talking about." Now, a lot of times I think that agents feel as if they have to hide what's coming on new, and they don't want anybody to know. Like there was literally a a house that I saw somewhere. There was one of my clients was driving by, and they said, "Oh, I saw this coming soon." No, there was no sign, no sign. So they were like, "Oh, so I had heard that this house was going on the market, and I saw like 10 cars there. You could tell it was like an open house." So I went over, and the person answered the door and said, "Oh, this is for brokers only. We'll be putting it in MLS next week for the public, and that's when we'll have a public open house the following week." Really? You can't do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to put it in MLS, you have to follow the rules. There was no coming soon. There was no paperwork that was filed with MLS, because yes, I checked. And I don't care if agents out there get mad at me, but if we're going to follow the rules, our expectation is that you are too. Because if we're going to make our listings fair for your clients to see, then you need to make your listings fair for our clients to see. And honestly, it only benefits your seller.
Yeah.
Now you got me fired up.
Well, I want everybody fired up. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's your perspective from a sort of a listing agent, or just a general agent. As a buyer, it's like, I would love the opportunity to be able to see a house, and I'm thinking, yeah, like, I sort of have this professional background where, like, I know where to go, I know where to look for the information, I know what questions to ask. However, some buyers don't, not every buyer in this market, works at a real estate office.
And it's not fair. It isn't
it's
fair.
not fair, yeah. And what if they're not? I mean, we always advise buyers out there, if you're work with a professional agent. Like, that's what their job is. They are supposed to be looking, and they are looking for homes for you. Because when you click on, "Oh, let me see this house," on a third party site, you don't know who you're getting.
No, you're getting
9 times
someone
out of
that's buying
10,
the
you're
lead.
not. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting the listing agent. So you're getting somebody who just happens to answer their phone. But when you're
But I
working
guess
with,
in some cases that's better than a listing agent who doesn't.
yeah, I didn't even get a call back. just to go back to that. But when you are pushing the button of like, oh, I want to see this house, it gets sort of dicey when you do have an agent. So, it always lean into your agent when you see a house. And they should be sending it to you first. But sometimes they're not up at 3:00 in the morning, like some buyers
Some
are.
buyers are, yeah, they're up looking all the time because it's important to them, right? They want to see it. And then, that agent too, that she just kept on getting in touch with me every week. And I was like, we're coming on Wednesday, showing start on Wednesday. So the listing is coming live tomorrow. So everybody knows out there, it's 22 Raymond Ave in Pembroke. It's a 3-bedroom ranch. It's coming on for $379,900. Melissa did a coming soon. So there are lots of pictures out there showing start Wednesday, which is tomorrow. As soon as we get it live, we'll have showings Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I will be doing an open house on Sunday from 12 to 2. Saturday. From 12 to 2. We'll have showings on Sunday. We'll have showings on Monday if you like. It's vacant. And Tuesday we'll have all offers in. That gives everybody so much time. It's a holiday.
That's more time than you gave Abington, I feel like.
It is because we got the holiday.
Yeah.
So Monday's the holiday. And I want people to have the opportunity to do their due diligence and do whatever they have to do, right? So that's how we're going to handle it. We're going to let every buyer that's in that 350 to 400 price range go out and see this house.
Yeah.
And that agent, you probably know her, Dawn. So anyways, she texted me this morning and she's like, I looked in Pembroke, but I haven't seen it come on the market yet. When are you going live? And I was like, still Wednesday, wink. She's like, oh, I thought just showings were starting. And I was like, no. But you know what? I had some pictures that I had a cleaning company go in there. He took some pictures and sent them to me. So last week when she reached out to me, I sent them over to her. I said, here's like a little sneak peek for you so you can see it. Like I'm not marketing it. I'm not doing what I'm not supposed to be doing, but here's what the inside looks like. So I didn't give the address until this very minute.
Yeah, and we did a coming soon yesterday, and everybody who messaged us, I said the street. The sign hadn't gone up yet, so I just gave the street and some information, what the price is, and then tomorrow we'll sort of do the whole shebang. But we're also giving people Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to see it.
Yeah,
so
and then people are going to be mad that we had too much time for offers, but because we do have the holiday, I just want to allow many people to have it. So anyways, that's what we're doing. So anyways, back to this. So you're not going to be with me on Saturday, so I'm going to be doing a show.
I am not here on Saturday, but Kate Fisher is who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, will be doing the show with you.
Yeah, prepping to sell for parents of young children. Like, where do you put the Legos? How to make it look like toy, to make it not look like Toys R Us just blew up in your house. Strategy to make the process less stressful for your kiddos. Something along those lines is what she said.
Yeah.
So
and we've done shows like that before with like pets as well.
Yeah.
So maybe you can incorporate some pets and stuff, because I'm thinking about, obviously everybody knows that Mary and Sam's getting married. I live with Mary and Sam right now. The wedding's at the house, and I'm sending Zoe, my cat, off to a pet resort. And I'm like, oh my gosh, freaking out about it. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, when we leave, Mary and I were talking about this. I don't even know if it was, I've lost track of time, really. Either last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, because she was like, well, what are you gonna do when you like move out, like we like almost like asking me if I'm gonna bring my cat with me. And I'm like, well, honestly, she'll probably be the last thing that I move out, like just too much change for her. And then she's like, oh, are you gonna get another cat right away? And I'm like, I think that, and I know we're getting into the show, but I'll give my 2 cents about the show on Saturday. I think that too much change will be very overwhelming, and I don't think that she would do well with it. But it's because I know her. I know her personality. Every owner, your dog's personalities.
My little Marley Bella, my little nugget.
Yeah, and I just don't think that she would do well with moving her whole entire environment.
Do you want to stay Saturday and do the show?
No.
Yeah, you're going to be at a bachelorette
mine's
party.
already paid for, so I'm heading out.
Yes, you will be at a bachelorette party, so that will be a lot of fun. But some of the other things that you wanted to talk about too is just like, is it like understanding the current market and the role of the listing agent, the art of communicating?
I didn't do that. That is Julia. But yeah, I mean, the art of communicating. Call people back. Like, call people. Well, why are you so busy? Like, but
Well,
I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like, do you?
You know, here's the thing. And again, we need a caller on this to help us, right? Because, like, I'm stumped. 781-837-4900. My question is this. If people, because I take my job very seriously and I take the work that I do for my clients very seriously, maybe too seriously sometimes, but it's my job, right? To protect my clients and to protect their family members and to make sure that I'm helping them through the process, making the most amount of money with, that's good for them with the best terms and conditions. What are you laughing at?
My mom, she texts me, these people better stop ignoring my baby girl.
I know. So what was I going with that? I don't even remember. Where was I?
You take pride in what you do.
Oh, yeah. So I take pride
There
in
you
what
go.
I do. So I'm just curious, like with this situation with the agent that hasn't responded. Now, you've had two agents in the past week who have not responded to your voicemail message. Like you didn't even, did you text them?
The first, yeah. So, well, the second one doesn't have a text to call. Like, you can't text the number.
Okay.
What? And now, like, I'm not even gonna reach out again because you know what? You've put a bad taste in my mouth. But the first one, they did get back to me. It was like 12 hours later or whatever. Some life gets in the way. That's fine. But it was going to the open house and feeling like I literally just walked in and they were, hi. No introducing. Like at first I was like, wait, is that the agent? Or is it? And then she was like, somebody had asked her a question about the property and she did respond. So I was like, okay, so she is. But I'm like, okay. So then I kept walking around. I went upstairs, came downstairs. The house was not for me. So I wasn't going to seek her out to ask questions because I had already sort of eliminated it. But I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, you're letting somebody just walk around and like
So
just
do you
not even
think
ask
that
who they
it's
are or
people
like talk to them.
Are they new? Did they make you sign in?
I didn't sign in.
You didn't leave your business card?
Nope. I had it in my hand. I literally had it in my hand, and
And you're like,
it's
I'm
funny
not even
because
wasting it.
it's funny because I knew that I didn't have any in my car, and we did the show. It was a Saturday. I went to the open house. We did the show. I went to go leave, and then I was like, oh crap! I got to go back into my office and grab a business card. And I came back in, grabbed a business card, went, literally had it in my hand with my phone, and I'm walking around. I'm like, okay, and like.
So I'm just trying to think it through. So I wonder, one, does the agent, he or she, whoever new, doesn't know how to host an open house? Are they just there? They just don't care. Are they filling in for somebody else? They don't have the information. Like I just don't understand it. And then I wonder, do sellers not ask, like, do they not know what questions to be asking when they're interviewing an agent? Maybe that's a good topic.
Yeah, like how do you conduct your open houses?
Yeah.
Like, how do you ensure that everything is safe and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Like
You
how,
know?
yeah.
Because I know that you have those conversations with your sellers, and we send out something, with that sort of information once we have things scheduled and we're live in MLS. But obviously we don't know how other people do. We try to educate our agents on what we think is the best practices, but also give them sort of free range to do what they feel as though in their business is good. But generally we're all sort of the same, and we when somebody asks, one of our agents asks for coverage for an open house, it's like everyone jumps to it, like and never once in 7 years that I've been here have I heard like, oh, I don't want so and so to do my open house because I don't like the way that they conduct it. But we know that how, like, we know how to do an open house that we feel is successful.
Well, I think too that agents need to understand that a lot of times they're being interviewed. There have been many a times that I've been hosting an open house and people have come in and you don't realize it, but they are interviewing you, right? Or I know I have gotten listings in the past where, and I've said this on the radio maybe before, I've definitely said it in trainings, is, always be your professional best when you're hosting your open houses. And for me, I'm always at my open houses to sell the house I'm in. I'm not
Yeah.
there to try to find new buyers. I'm not there to in hopes of trying to find somebody else who wants to sell. My job is to sell that house, and I think that that persona that I give off is sort of attractive because I'm not
Yeah.
hounding on anybody, but people are interviewing you for jobs.
Yeah. Well, it's, and I just think about when I do open houses, either for the team or for any of the agents in our office, like, I'm a non-competing manager, so like I don't want to personally sell real estate. I do have my license for my position, but I'm not sort of trying to gain business for myself. But so when I do open houses, it is to sell that house.
Yeah.
And I follow up with the agent to make sure I have all the accurate information about the house. And I always give their contact information to anybody who comes in because, I'm sort of there to sell the house and do the agent a favor
Yeah.
because they
Yeah,
might
the
be at
liaison.
another. Yeah. So it's never trying to get any information out of buyers or like do any of that type of stuff. It's just strictly, I'm doing my job and it's to sell the house.
Yep. Yes, and that is exactly why I'm there. And like I had said, people have called me after open houses and said, I went to your open house. I mean, that's how I had met Bisher from Stonebridge Homes several years ago. I was doing an open house, and he came in and he called me on Monday and said, "Hey, I met you at your open house. I'd love to talk to you about a development I have." And now, here we are years later, and unfortunately, we lost Bisher the end of last year near Thanksgiving, but think of them all the time, actually. But I'm working closely with Owen and Mohammed and the whole crew over at Stonebridge Homes, and I've done several with open houses with them, and it's because I'm trying to make people happy when they come to my open houses. So, but I'm thinking that maybe when people are hiring an agent, they're not familiar with what questions they should be asking. I love it when I go into a CMA and people are throwing questions at me. I love it.
Yeah. Like, what is this when they look at the
Yeah, just anything.
disclosure?
Yeah. You know what? That's what actually a show that we should do is what is all the paperwork, like the agency disclosure, the buyer agency agreement, all those different types of things.
Yeah.
So, all right, what else we're going to talk about?
Well, I'm just looking down at this, like the art of communication and highlighting the importance of active listening, empathy, and clear communication. And we touched upon it with actively listening. So, it's listening, but like also trying to like come up with, well, if it's a issue or something or like a question having to do with sort of the mechanicals of how you do real estate or whatever. But empathy is, and I sort of think of it as when you called all those agents back and you were able to sort of give that answer that buyer desperately needed. And I am only saying it because I have been there of like why you didn't get the list, like why you didn't get the house that you put an offer in on. And it would be one thing to just like send a text or send an email and be like, "Hey, sorry you didn't get it. They went with another offer."
I know
well, why?
Kristen Howlett was in the office all day today. So Kristen Howlett is another one of our full-time agents here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she lives in Bridgewater but services all areas. And she's great, but she recently put an offer in on a property, and the agent, at least the agent did this, was sent one big email to everybody, blind CC'd everybody, and said, your offer wasn't accepted. We received 2 cash offers. We received 15 offers that waived their home sale, their home inspection. You know what I mean? Like really pinpointed exactly what they had, which I think is great. So then people can sort of figure it out on their own. But I really enjoyed making all those phone calls that night, and I do it every time. I mean, you've seen us. Remember, we had 40 a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And I was it made me chuckle because I remember being downstairs in the basement with Dustin, having to cut the house in Hanson, I think, the one with the
Oh, yeah.
And I remember calling agents and like letting them know. Like, so it's like it's something that you've been doing forever. But I mean, it's so small, but it means so much to other people.
And the other agents really, really appreciated it. And that's the thing. Like, we're sort of like, we started off sort of hot tonight, like keeping it real in real estate. And, I always say I don't have any competition in this industry. And I don't mean that from a cocky standpoint. I mean that from we are all colleagues. We just wear different color logos. So, the agents who don't fully understand that are the agents who are going to have a more difficult time in this industry.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel as if I could call any agent out there and say, hey, it's Sharon McNamara, I just had a couple questions for you. And maybe they've heard of me. And if they have, I'm pretty confident that my reputation is pretty solid, that they would give me the time of day if I wanted it. So I don't know.
So they're not giving me the time of day.
No, they're not. It's not that they're not giving
I'm
you
not
the time
you.
of day. No, it's not because you're not me. I just think that and I said, if they know me, see, the chances are like, that's the
There's
other
just
thing
so
too.
many people that we don't know right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of agents out there that we're not familiar with, which is fine. Hey, I mean, I take listings all over as well. But the first thing you should do is befriend the ones in, where you are. And
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah.
We have a caller
Okay.
for a question. We have a question for you.
All right, perfect. Hello,
It's
caller.
Nina from Situate.
All right.
Hi, Nina from Situate.
How are you?
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Good.
I have a quick question that came up. I was looking at a house that was next to my house because I was looking for a house for my mother-in-law, and we thought this will be perfect to have her right next door because she needs a little bit of care. And when we went in to look, when we went into the open house, the person that had the documentation that was selling the house had site plans, and the map on the site plan was like wrong. So, I didn't say anything in front of any other people that were going through the open house, but I took the woman aside later and I said, I'm really sorry, but can I ask, where did you get that plot plan? Because this is not correct. And I knew the plot plan because we had bought the house on the other side of us and renovated that and everything and put it on the market. So we had all three sites that we knew the plans because we own like an acre of land behind it. And she just said, oh, well, I don't know where we got it. And that was that. And so she sold it to the woman next, she sold it to this other woman. And when we told her, that where the property lines were after the fact, she was so heartbroken, and she went up to town hall.
Yeah, it's devastating, isn't it? I mean, I think that that's our point, and I know that tonight we're a little sort of like sideways and a little, maybe we don't sound professional, but like I think we're just trying to say like these things are so, so important.
Yeah, that's legal too.
Yeah.
Like that is so important to know what you're actually purchasing, how much land, where your lines are, everything. So that's super important.
And that's why I'm also wondering too is do you think that people are hiring like family members or like maybe somebody that doesn't have training? And again, we all have to start somewhere, but the legality of that is like enormous. So
yes, it was the mother of the woman that was selling the house.
yep, there you go.
So
and that's what happens.
yeah, isn't it terrible?
It is.
But I have to say, I listen to your show a lot. I think you guys are so professional, and I appreciate that. Oops,
Nope,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what we have 10 minutes. That's just our 10-minute doorbell. It just wakes us up. That's all.
All right. Well, I will let you go so someone else can jump in and ask a question. But I'm
Thank you so
enjoying
much
your
for
show very
listening to
much.
us. Thank you.
All right.
We
Bye now.
appreciate you listening. Thanks so much. And I'm grateful
All right,
that she
bye.
said that we
Yeah,
are
we
professional.
are professional.
Because tonight it sounds a
Yeah.
little sidetracked, right?
Nina would call me back.
Well. Actually, I have one other thing to mention to you guys. You were talking about like the realtors who had like an open house and only invited certain sales representatives.
Yeah.
That happened to us when we fixed up the house on the other side and we were selling that. The real estate agent that we hired, she had an open house and she only invited people from their,
Office.
it's like a chain, right?
Yep, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
and she invited all of the people that had to do with that. And so my husband said, well, where are the representatives from other real estate agencies? And they said, oh, yeah, don't worry about that. They'll be notified and so on. And he was like, this is not right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Your husband
yeah.
is very, very smart, and both of you are for noticing that. And I'll be honest with you, that's business. That's the way that the business is conducted, because their hope is one of the agents inside their firm is going to sell that property, so then they'll have both sides of that compensation. It's as plain and simple as that. It does not make any sense, in my opinion, to limit it to one office.
Yeah.
Now, this listing, I've had agents in our office. I have this small little house that's coming on. Agents in my office have been begging me to get in, to get more, and I said, you know what? Whatever I'm going to do for other agents, I'm going to do for our agents, and that's the only fair thing, because I care about the buyers out there. It doesn't give every buyer a fair opportunity, and the seller is missing out on potential opportunities to either make more money or get an offer with better conditions.
Yeah.
Period. Amen.
Exactly. And I think that that's the most ethical way to be, because you are representing the seller. You're selling their that property, and so you're allowing them to get every offer that's out there, and they can make up their minds. You know.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I applaud you, like, keeping things ethical, and I just think you guys are awesome.
Well,
so thank you.
Well, the next time you buy or sell a house, you'll be calling us,
Give us a
okay?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Thanks. No pressure. No pressure. So,
Thank you so
Thanks
much
so
for
much.
listening and calling in today. We really appreciate it.
yeah.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye now.
Yeah.
It's so sweet to hear from people. Now, listen,
Yeah.
this is what we've had the people from Hingham that were in last week, and what did they say? They can hear how genuine we are through the thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
I was even at town hall, right? So we had a listing, right, in our office, and I was the listing agent on this, and we had a difficult time selling it. This house was humongous. The heating system literally was on the Titanic. I'm positive of that. It was old and big. And it had a commercial aspect to it, a commercial kitchen. The house is not zoned for a multifamily property. If it had been, I would have been able to sell it for much, much more than what we did.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
this person who purchased it, the rumor mill has it, again, I haven't been in myself.
I heard
but
this rumor, too.
Yes. So the rumor is that there are several units in that property.
You
and
can
you know
sort
what?
of tell by the exterior, too.
Oh,
Have you driven by?
Yes. And what, all the cars that are there too?
And all the outdoor patio furniture.
Yeah. Like you can tell it's a complete multi-family of enormous and hey, I think everybody deserves to have investment properties, but legally. Now
Yeah.
the thing that bothers me is that's not fair to my client.
Yeah.
Because if the town isn't going to do something about them having it, it sort of pisses me off a little bit. Because my client, if you're going to make it a multifamily, and when people don't go to town hall to get the right permitting and get to go through zoning and ask for an appeal or ask for a variance, they're asking for forgiveness rather than permission. And I think those people should be stripped of anything that they have. Period. Amen. Because my client could have sold the house for more.
Yeah.
I want to go knock on the door.
Or
and
they
say,
could have utilized it as a multifamily themselves and had it as an investment property
exactly.
for themselves.
Exactly.
I do want to note that there are such things as a broker open house,
Yes.
and that is open to all brokerages. So, that is when a house
Usually.
goes on the, it should be. But generally, a broker open house, you can have a house on the market, do public open houses, but also a broker open house, which is sort of just another status that we see in MLS as agents of like, hey, we want agents to come and sort of give their feedback. It's like a group showing
Yeah.
for all agents,
So
and then they can be able to go to their client and say, hey, this is a property that you really should be seeing, or this.
I wish
this
Nina
doesn't-
had called right at 6:15 because now I'm like really fired
Now
up.
we're
that people,
fired up.
People are believing us. So, but the one that my client saw was broker open house for that firm only.
Yeah,
But
I know.
they can't do that.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah, you just can't.
All right, we have a couple of announcements that we have to
Yeah,
make.
we do.
But if we got you fired up, hey, listen, just give us a ring along.
I'm going
We're happy to
first.
listen to you.
I'm going
okay,
first.
you go first.
We're doing our annual yard sale here. Bring a can good to pay what you can, or you can pay the yard sale price. It is Saturday, June 3rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at Boston Connect Real Estate, 19 Matakeesit Street in the center of Pembroke. Again, we're having a yard sale. We are asking for canned goods. We're going to be giving a donation to Pembroke Food Pantry, the Firehouse Food Pantry, and My Brother's Keeper, like we did previously. And
Yeah,
yard
so
sale.
bring a can, pay what you can. So every can good that you bring, you will get a ticket, and then you can see anything
just
at the yard sale, and you
Tell
say,
us
hey,
what you want to pay.
hey, I can pay 25 cents for this. We're happy to do that. And if you have any nice items that you would like to donate to this, because it is all for charity, please give us a call at the office, 781-826-8000. Just some nicer things. We don't want people's stuff that they don't want and can't get rid of. But if you have any things that you thought, hey, maybe this is nice for us to donate.
CRAP.
Yeah, we don't want any crap. The other thing is calling all young artists in Pembroke. We're doing a logo design contest. I am also on the master plan collaborating committee for the town of Pembroke. We are putting together a new master plan, but we're calling all young artists in Pembroke. And if you are creative, middle school or high school student who loves art and want to make a difference in your community, Pembroke wants your help. We are seeking submissions for a new logo to represent the town's master plan website. The logo should reflect the town's vision for the future and the values of the community. Consider using symbols, imagery that represent growth, sustainability, and community spirit. So we will be putting all of those rules up on Pembroke Connect on Facebook. So we'll have that. We're going to have a $50 gift card to Amazon gift card. All submissions have to be received by Friday, June 7th. We just changed the date on that. And all submissions will go to masterplan@townofpembroke.mass.org. The other thing I just want to mention quickly is my new listing is coming on the market tomorrow, 22 Raymond Ave. It is a 3-bedroom ranch, small 3-bedroom ranch, 810 square feet of space, 1 full bath. It's had a complete renovation makeover, new septic system, $379.9. If you want more information on that, if you want a private showing, call me right on my phone, 781-294-4848. If you want to listen to our past shows, you can go to
TalkRealEstateRoundtable.com or go to your podcast app, Talk Real Estate Roundtable.
And if you need us for anything real estate, we're here for you, BostonConnect.com. We appreciate you, and I will see you Saturday with Kate Fisher, and we will be talking about moving with your kids. What to do with all the Legos, Legos, whatever.
Legos.
Thanks, George. Have a great week.
Take care.
WAT